Good morning, students. So today in SST we will revise our chapter number 4 and chapter 5. Chapter number 4 is about the air around us and chapter number 5 is about the water we drink. So this is the revision video of chapter number 4 and chapter number 5. So let's start the revision of this chapter by the definition of air. That what is air? We know that air is present all around us. So what is air? It is a mixture of many gases and gaseous substances. So air, it is a mixture of many gases and gaseous substances such as oxygen, carbon dioxide, nitrogen, water vapor. Air is very essential thing for the human beings, animals or plants, or we can say that all living things on this earth need air to survive on this earth. Human beings and animals, they breathe in oxygen and breathe out carbon dioxide. Plants take in carbon dioxide and give out oxygen. So this is air that we cannot see it, we cannot smell it, we cannot touch it, or we cannot taste it, but we can feel it or we can observe it. And how we can feel it, how we can observe it? We can feel it when the kites fly in the sky. If we are running too fast, or we can see the leaves of the tree rustling. So in this way, we can feel or we can observe that there is air all around us. We cannot imagine our life without air on this earth. So air is very essential thing for survival on this earth. Second, why we need air? So this is our next topic, that why we need air. Why it is essential thing for the survival of all the living beings on this earth. So air is the thing that I had told you that we cannot we cannot see it, we cannot taste it, we cannot touch it, we can only feel it and we can only observe it. If there was no air on this earth, no animal, no human beings, no plant can survive on this earth. Life would become impossible on the earth in the absence of air. So air is very important for the breathing of all the living things. So that's why air is very important for the survival on this earth. Next is air pollution. Air pollution means beta that the amount of dust and smoke that is present in the air, that is known as air pollution. There is amount of smoke and dust in the air, and that we can observe. Many times it happened that if there is a storm, if there is any sandstorm, and if there is too much smoke of the factories and vehicles in the air, so we can observe that, because it becomes difficult for us to breathe in that type of air. So there are so many reasons of air pollution. Smoke from factories, smoke from car, buses, vehicles, burning of garbage and plastic, or burning of firecrackers. So all these are the reasons, or we can say that all these are the activities which causes air pollution. And this air pollution makes our environment polluted, that in that air it becomes difficult to breathe, and that air is harmful for all the living things. It can cause many diseases. Keeping the air clean, that how we can keep the air clean, how we can keep the environment clean. So there are so many things by which we can keep the air clean? So the first thing is to grow more and more trees and plants. Not to burn the firecrackers, not to burn the plastics or the garbages. Instead of personal vehicles, people should use public transport, because if there will be less transport on the roads, the air pollution should be reduced in that case. So many vehicles on the road, it means so much pollution. So there are so many ways in which we can control the pollution. Smoke from factories cause air pollution. So what should we do for that? That the factories should have long chimneys. आपने देखा है ना कि जो फैक्ट्रीज होती है वहां से स्मोक निकलने के लिए चिमनीज बनाई जाती है. सो उनकी जो हाइट है वो ज्यादा होनी चाहिए, सो दैट वो हमारे आसपास के इन्वायरमेंट में मिक्स ना हो पाए. We should not burn the firecrackers on festivals or any occasions, because it also causes so much air pollution. Burning of garbages, burning of plastic bags, it also causes huge air pollution. So if we reduce such type of activities, we can control the air pollution. So now the next is water. That is also this very essential thing for the human beings to survive on this earth. 2/3 of the earth is covered with water, but after that less than 1% of it is fit for drinking. We know that our earth is known as the blue planet. And why it is known as the blue planet? Because the 2/3 part of the earth is covered with water. But instead of that, but after that only less than 1% is fit for drinking. And that 1% is the underground water that is fit for drinking. Pure water that we drink or that we use in our household activities, that has no color, no smell, and that water is odorless. So the next is the uses of water. That what are the uses of water? There are so many uses of water in our daily life. We are using water in various activities. For example, drinking, bathing, cooking, or cleaning the house. So in all these domestic purposes, or we can say that all these are the activities in our house in which we are using water. Water is very important for the animals. Animals use water for bathing and drinking. Plants make their food by the water. Water is used in factories and industries and offices. Hydroelectric plants that also use water. Now what are hydroelectric plants? Or hydroelectric plants are the plants that generate electricity by the power of water or by the using of water. By using of water, these plants generate electricity. Water is used in some recreational purposes such as boating, sailing, rafting, swimming. So what are the recreational purposes, beta? These are the activities which we enjoy in our leisure time to relax our body. So what we do at that time when we don't have any work, at that time we enjoy swimming. People enjoy swimming, rafting, sailing, boating. So these are the recreational activities. Water is very important for the means of transport. Water transport, that is essential means of transport, very important means of transport. After that, water is used, or water is the home of so many marine life. So these are some of the different uses of water in our daily life. Next is the forms of water. So there are three forms of water: liquid, solid, and gas. These are the three forms of water. At the normal temperature, water remains in the liquid form. At the normal temperature, water remains in the liquid form that we drink, and this water is odorless, colorless, and no smell. In that, no smell is there. Ice is the frozen form of water. Ice, that is the frozen form of water. When the temperature is too much low, at that time we get ice. That is the frozen form of water. After that, when the water is heated, it changes into vapor. That is water vapor. So these are the three stages, or these are the three forms of water. Next is sources of water. That what are the different sources of water? So rainwater, rivers, lakes, ponds, streams. What are these? These are the natural sources of water. But rainwater is the main natural source that fulfill the another natural sources. Rivers, lakes, ponds, seas, ocean, these all are the natural sources of water. But rainwater is the most important natural source which fulfill the another source of water. Now, ice on the mountains. We know that the high Himalaya mountains in the north direction in our country are always covered with snow. Or these Himalayas are the home of so many glaciers. So that is also the one of the source of fresh water or natural source of water, because the ice melt and it gives water to the rivers, and that is the reason that the rivers that originate from the Himalaya mountains flow throughout the year. These are the perennial rivers which always flow, or we can say that these rivers flow throughout the year. They never get dried up because these rivers get water through the glaciers. After that, the next is wells, canals, hand pumps, tube wells. What are these? These are the man-made source of water. Human beings had made these things. So these are man-made sources of water. And in the villages, we can see both the sources of water, man-made and natural. We can see the rivers and ponds. We can see the tube wells, hand pumps, wells. In the cities, the water that we are using, the water we get from the supply, water supply. The water that is coming in our houses, that are coming in our tap, that is the water which is coming from the water supply. But mostly in the rural areas, in the villages, people are using the natural sources of water like rivers, lakes, or people are using wells, hand pumps, tube wells. These sources of water people are using in rural areas or in villages. Yes, beta, now I will explain you the process of water cycle. We know that the process of water cycle is keep repeating itself again and again. So how this process goes on, or how this repeat itself again and again. So the water from the rivers, sea, lake, oceans, and all the water bodies, it is changes into water vapor just because of the bright heat of the sun, or just because of the heat of the sun. This water always changes into the water vapor, and this water vapor keep rising high in the sky. This water vapor keep rising high in the sky. After cooling down of the water vapor, it changes into the drops of water, a little droplets of water, and these little drops of water combine together and forms the cloud. All the water droplets combine together and form the clouds. When these clouds become too heavy because of the presence of water, so it changes into rain, or it falls on the ground as a rainfall. And this water of rainfall is again collected into the rivers, lakes, ponds, in all the water bodies. So this process is keep repeating itself, and it is known as water cycle. So this is the process of water cycle that again and again repeating on. Next is saving water, that how we can save the water. So beta, we know that in our country, especially in the rural areas, in the villages, there are many places where there is the shortage of water. And the shortage of water is known as drought. On that places, or we can say that in that places where there is the shortage of water, people have to walk miles to get the fresh water. And still after that, they are not getting proper water to complete their needs. So drought is the situation where there is the shortage of water, and in this situation people have to suffer a lot. Their crops get dried up, there is no water for drinking, for animals, for human beings, and they have to walk a miles. They have to cover a long distance to get a little pot of a fresh water or drinking water. So this is the responsibility of all the people, that we should not waste water. We should use proper amount of water in our daily life. So how we can save water? First of all, we should not open the taps while brushing our teeth or while taking bath. First we should fill a bucket and then we should take a bath. We should take a bucket for the cleaning of vehicles. Don't use hose pipe to clean your cars or clean your vehicles. The leftover water in a glass or in a water bottle should be used for the gardening or for the watering of plants or trees. Many times it happens that we are drinking water and there is leftover water in our glass and we throw it here and there, or we throw it in the wash basin. So that is the wastage of water. The leftover water in our glass and in our water bottle, that we should use for the watering of plants and trees in our garden. After that, don't throw garbage, any type of garbage, in the water bodies, because it also reduces the quality of water. There are so many water pollution in the rivers, ponds, lakes. Why? Because people are carelessly throwing garbage in that. If that water will be clean, that will be very useful for the irrigation of crops or for the drinking of animals. But people are using that water for throwing garbage, or the chemical from factories blown in that water. So the quality of that water decreased and that water become harmful for the drinking for animals, or that is not usable even in the irrigation of crops. So these are the different ways in which we can save water. Now the next topic is water harvesting system. That what is water harvesting system? So beta, this water harvesting system is followed in those places which get very less rainfall, or we can say that where there is the shortage of water. especially in the rural areas. Especially in the rural areas, people collect rainwater. They collect this rainwater in their tanks, pits, or on their roofs, and after that they use that water in their household activities. Even they use that water in drinking also. So this method of recollecting and reusing of the rainwater is known as water harvesting system. So this is the revision video of the chapter number 4, the air around us, and the chapter number 5, water we drink. Thank you.